Hello, my name is Louise, and today I'm filming my 60-second eyeshadow roulettes. I just uploaded my 61st one, so yeah, it took me 2 weeks to edit, obviously, since I do these in 2-week intervals, but it's fine. It's up. So, let's just go through these shades that I randomized last time, and my goal is to use every shade twice, which I have done. So, the first shade I randomized was from the Baddie Bean and Shroud palette called Hallow Bean. It's so pretty. This is a palette, a beautiful palette. The shade I randomized was Ghastly. I described it as like a, I don't know, purpley black. I don't know if that's really the correct description, but you know, it's a dark shade. It looks a little patchy, but yes. I used it surprisingly many times. I used it 4 times. I used it in the outer corner. I used it as a liner. I was gonna use it all over the eye, but I just didn't get around to it. So, yes. I mean, you know, all over the eye would make for a very dark, smoky look, which you're not always feeling, so. But what I'm really pleased about with randomizing that shade is that it meant that I could use the palette itself more, since I had it like with me many days. So I've dipped into, I think, all shades except for Afterlife, It's Showtime, and Black Flame. So that feels like a real win, you know? So I used the palette, which is fun. Did I say how many times I use it? 4 times. Yeah, 4 times. The second shade was from the Nabla Dreamy palette. Oh my gosh. These shades, the quality. Oh, and the shade was Inception. Oh my gosh. It's such a nice, like, metallic thing. It's just beautiful. Oh, it's so smooth. It's like butter. It's so pretty. Look at that. Look at that. Can you see it? It's so gorgeous. I die. Well, no, I don't, but it's beautiful. I used it twice. I think the look that I had thought of doing was like combining these two, but again, I didn't get around to it. Anyway, it's beautiful. I absolutely love this palette. This is a kind of neutral palette that is like my thing, you know? So, The third shade randomized was from the ABH Norvina Mini Pro Pigment Palette Volume 2. And it was the shade A3, which is this really nice orange, like pastel but neon orange. It's super pretty. I used it to smoke out a look. I think I used it as a base shade for a look as well. Ugh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. I feel like it looks a little more, today it looks like more like a reddy orange than like the neon pastel that it is in my brain, but it's still pretty. I used it twice, so. The shade that was probably the least fun was from the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes, and it was the shade Peach Meringue, which is that shade. I have a monitor there, so if you're wondering why I like look over there, that's why. That shade. It's like a beige white. I mean, I have said before, I don't set my eyeshadows, so this is the kind of shade that I'm like, what do I do with it, you know? I did use it over like a glittery base, I think, just to use it. So yeah, I used it twice, gold matte or whatever, but definitely not a shade that gave me joy. Now the 5th shade did give me joy, and it was from the Besame Cosmetics Sleeping Beauty palette. I love this palette, as we know. So the shade I randomized was 89350, which is that one. It's such a pretty color. I love it so much. Oop. Oh my gosh. I just put it on like the edge of the peach meringue. Yeah. Anyway, hold on. So there we go. Oh, see, that's why I like put it on the peach meringue. Anyway, that's the shade 89350. Oh, it's so pretty. I used it 3 times. So pretty much all over the lid all the time, I think. Yeah. Anyway, the pictures will show. But yeah, these were the 5 shades for the past 2 weeks. Oh, yes, it was actually really fun. Not actually, it was really fun to use these shades, with the exception of Peach Meringue, because I know. I don't know what to do with it. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah. All good. So I'm just really in the mood to randomize new shades now. So here are the selfies for the past 2 weeks. Okay, so those really looks for the past 2 weeks. Let's randomize new shades. So I have 54 shades in singles and 409 in palettes. So I've pulled up a random number generator and let's enter 1, 2, 463. And now generate 180. Okie dokes. 180. Oh, is from the Huda Beauty Neon Pink palette, and it is the Purple Glitter, the 8th shade. So I have had it before. Let's randomize again. 281 is from the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette, the shade Under Leo, which I have had before. So let's randomize again. 431. Ooh, I hope it's a shade I have not had before. It's pretty new, is it not? 431. Oh, yes. Okay, so it's from a palette I have in my deck of panning, so that's very suitable. From the Shrek X Revolution, and in the morning I'm making Waffles palette, or the Donkey palette. That's what I've called it because it's a shorter name. So it is 431 is the first shade, which is this gray. That gray. I mean, it's pretty, but you know, it's a gray, but I love this palette. But yeah, so it's that one called Noble Steed. I almost don't want to swatch it because I love the embossing, you know, the donkey head. It's so cute. So, yes, to that one. Look. That's a nice shade, though. That's a nice shade. Oh my gosh, I'm almost like tearing everything off my vanity. That's pretty. That's pretty. And I have it in my deck of panning. I really like this palette. So, oh, that's exciting. Okie dokie, off to a great start. Let's randomize the second shade. 313. Oh, I've had it before. Damn it. GlossGods Touch Me. 1, 2, 3. The shade Petra. So let's randomize again. 355. That is definitely newish. Is it not? Or is it not? Maybe it is not. Maybe it isn't. 350. Fun. Okay. So it's from the At Forest Sight palette, the collab between RawBeautyKristi and Colourpop. And it's the shade called Old Growth, I think. Hold on. Yeah. Old Growth. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. It's like a pinky dust. Isn't this like a dusky pink, right? Oh, it's darker than I thought. Those two together. Yes. Right? Yes. Fun. I do like this palette. I know it gets a bit of a bad rap, I think, because it's like maybe not the easiest to work with. I haven't worked with any other Colourpop shadows, so I wouldn't know, but fun, fun, fun. Okey-dokes. Let's randomize the third shade. 304. Oh, I've had it before. It's from the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. Hold on, let me see. 304. Z shade Karma. So let's randomize again. Oh my gosh, the first page in this notebook, number 8. Oh, I've had it before. Clarence Groovy Green. Okay, let's randomize again. 164 is from the Nobla Dreamy Rose Gold. So, randomizing again. 300. I feel like I've had this one recently. Or is that just... No, I haven't! Okay, so I randomized this palette, and then I had the color, and now I randomize it again. The Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. Okay, so 300 is the shade Supernova. Supernova. No! 300 is not Supernova. It's... Okay. I have to, you know, it was not Supernova. It's a much more boring shade. I just thought it was Supernova, which is this beautiful shade, but it's not. It's Supermoon, which is just this shimmery white. Gosh darn it. I mean, it's a, you know, shimmery, beautiful something something, but it's not Supernova. But anyway, okay, whatever. So we got Supermoon. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Rightio. So let's randomize the 4th shade. I kind of hope that I get like a vibrant shade now instead of these like neutrally shades, because this neutral shade after I almost got a much more fun neutral shade just really made me like, okay. Yes, let's randomize again. 75, so an old palette is from the Sleek Acid palette, the metallic gray, which I've had before, so let's randomize again. 245 is from the Beauty Bay Nikki Tutorials palette, the shade Redemption, which I have had before, so let's randomize again. 177 is from the Huda Beauty Neon Pink palette, and it's the, I've called it a magenta glitter, so it's the 5th shade in the palette. So let's randomize again. I've had it before. 448. Now that is, you know, 448. Darn it! One of the few shades I've had before, and the Puss in Boots by Shrek Revolution. Anyway, it's a beautiful shade. It's called Dare, but I have had it before. So, randomizing again. It's one of those days. 232 I've had before. It's from the Besame Cosmetics Sleeping Beauty palette, the shade Dust 107, so let's randomize again. 426. Yes! Oh! Okay, so this is... I was wondering when these would show up, because I have at least 3 palettes that have never been in eyeshadow roulettes, and I got them in November from my friend's friend. So I was like, come on, that's at least 8, that's 12 shades that just have never been in a roulette. They have to show up sometime. So finally, so it's from Suqqu. The palette is called EX35 Yukitsubaki. I still have the packaging because my friend still kept her packaging. So 426 is the 1, 2, 3, 4 final shade in this palette. I've described it as a matte pink. So pretty. So it's that one. It looks in the light, it looks like it's very like beige, but it is pink in the pan. Super smooth. Super smooth. I'm looking forward to using the palette in general. Oh, it doesn't show up that well on my skin tone. I guess it's a little similar to the peach meringue in that sense. There. Can you see a slightly pink tone to my skin? Yeah. But again, I'm just happy that it was randomized. I'm super excited about using this palette. So yes, I will not be putting it back in the packaging though, because you know I want to like bring it back and forth to work, and it'll be a hassle if I have to unpack it the whole time. But I'm keeping the packaging anyway. So yes, fun. Yeah. Okay, after lots of re-randomizations, we are now at the 5th and final shade. Let's see how many times I have to randomize to get one I have not used before. 159. I feel like that realm I've been in a lot, so I'm pretty sure I've had it before. 7, 8, 9. Yes, it's from the Nobla Dreamy, the shade Byzantine, which I've had before. I think it's like a beautiful burnished gold. Anyway, so let's randomize again. 392. I don't know, that feels a little familiar as well. No. Oh, but it's from a beautiful palette, which I have had the palette before many a time by now, but not the shade. So it's from the Gal on the Moon palette by GlossGods. I think it's also a favorite color that I've used a lot without having randomized it. So it's called New Moon. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. It's like green, and then it's like beige, and it's just perfection. Oh my gosh. It's so gorgeous. I know I've used it a lot, like a topper in our corner. It's just beautiful. And it's not gonna show up for you, but it's so pretty. Look at that. Can I? Oh, look. You see how it like shifts from a neutral to a green. In this light, also like slightly purple. Oh. Okay. I will say, I'm not that impressed. I mean, okay. Misunderstand me correctly. That's such a Swedish saying. Missförstå mig rätt. Missförstå mig rätt, which literally means misunderstand me correctly. So the expression missförstå mig rätt, again, literally means misunderstand me correctly, but like, I mean, I'm happy about the shimmeriness, but I'm also a little bit not upset, but I had hoped for, more vibrant shades, last week, this week, a little bit more vibrancy, not this like very, I mean, you can't say anything else. This is very neutral in how it like feels. Yeah, right? But, I am super pleased about the palettes that have been randomized. Like, I mean, how could I not be? They're beautiful. Maybe this time I'll have like one palette per look. So instead of being like I usually do, like I try to combine shades from them. Maybe like one time I'll do like, okay, so for Monday I'll do this one. For Tuesday I'll do this one. For Wednesday I'll do this one. And on Wednesdays we'll wear a palette. Maybe I'll just, yeah. And for Thursday do, you know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see how I feel. I'm, very happy about the palettes though, so that's all good. So here we have the shades. Yeah, I should do a look with all these. I mean, I don't think I'll be able to do a very interesting look though, because, but whatever. Stop complaining. Let's just go through the shades. So first we have from the I Heart Revolution and Shrek collab. And in the morning I'm making Waffles palette, the donkey palette, Noble Steed. Then we have from the ColourPop and RawBeautyKristi collab at Forest Sight, the shade Old Growth. Then we have from the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette, the shade Supermoon. We have from the Suqqu Yukitsubaki palette, the 4th shade. And finally we have from the Gal on the Moon by GlossGods palette, the shade New Moon. I mean, again, I'm super, super, super happy about the shades or like the palettes, but this combo, I guess. I think it's a combo. The shades themselves, I'm like, ooh, but putting them together is not like as obvious a joy-filled experience as these, Tell me if you would prefer if I like removed shades that I've had before. I know it's like a lot of re-randomization. I am going to, I think, go through and like see if there are any palettes that I randomized all the shades from, because then it feels really unnecessary to have them here because, they won't be back, I think. But yeah, anyway, I feel like I'm a little rambly, not making a lot of sense, so that's it. Take care of yourselves, wash your hands, get vaccinated or get your booster shot if you can. And I will see you in 2 weeks-ish with a new eyeshadow roulette.